Hi, today I'm going to show you how to use Inspiration, Inspiration 8. There's a couple other programs you can be using. I'm going to show you how this one works, and then we will go from there. This is version 8. I assume it's the same version that's on your computers. A couple things you can look at. I'm not going to spend much time on this, but there are some templates you can take a look at, broken down by classes, and there's a lot in here that you can see is already built for you. In any case, you can actually just pick one and it shows you what it would look like over here, and then you could see the whole one if you want. We're going to cancel that because I'm not going to use that today. We're going to do our own. So I'm going to do a diagram. When Inspiration opens up, you get this main idea box. There's a couple things to take a look at. You have an outline view, a rapid fire, a chart, links, arrange, notes, hyperlinks, word guide, and transfer. I like to use the rapid fire, especially if I know what I'm going to be talking about. So before I start, I'm going to call this let's call it Civil War. And I'm going to do rapid fire. And so what I might want to do, do rapid fire, and you'll see that there's a little red thing there. So I'm just going to type whatever I want. So I will do battles. Return, and return puts another lightning bolt and automatically builds it off. Leaders, causes, whoops, capital, facts, what else could we do? Well, that's enough, I guess, to see. Automatic, what you begin to see is no matter how many you type, it's going to automatically build a bubble off for you each time you do that. Then you can proceed to go into any of these and click and do rapid fire again, and you can add other things off. So I could do Lincoln, Davis, Sherman, say and Grant. That's enough. So it builds them off, and you can drag them however you want, and you can move these. Just clicking and dragging allows you to move. And I could say, well, I want it to be a better shape. Now the problem would be as you begin to move everything to make it how you want it to look. If I move causes, it's not going to work so well. So then you'd have to go back and move these things. Oh, and I did, look what I did. I did my thing under causes. So I'm going to have to change that. And I'll call this leaders. Okay, now wherever leaders is, I'll have to change to causes. Okay, but you get the point there. That's fine and dandy. Now what's really nice is over here you have a search. So I can search in here. And it'll find pictures of Lincoln. So by clicking the name Lincoln and getting a box around it, I can proceed to click that, and now his image appears. So now I can make a visual diagram. If that's not working for me, let's say I can't find a Sherman picture easily, I can go anywhere on the web and just type general. Sherman, do an image search, and what's really nice if you are on the Mac, now this is for those of you on the Mac, you can actually take any image of Sherman and just drag it. Well, in this case I don't have much room, so I'm going to drag it to my desktop first just so we can see what I'm doing. So there's that image on my desktop, and if I click Sherman, so it's got the boxes, I can now drag Sherman into that box. So you can actually get any picture off the web into it too. So now you could get prefabbed images already made in Inspiration over here. And there's a library. You can look at all the variety of things they have. Okay, there's categories of animals and social studies, and there's a lot you can look in here. That's a basic thing. Second thing is, let's say you want to link something. Well, if we go back to the web and we've got all these pictures of Sherman, let's go to everything, and let's say I wanted to read about Sherman. I'm just picking the first one, and that's a tree. That's not what we wanted. There we go. So I got him. I'm going to highlight the website, go back to Inspiration, and now by highlighting his name, I can click up here where it says hyperlink. It's a web page. Sherman is what's linked to, and since HTTP is there, I probably should delete and repaste it all, and then say OK. And now that's a link. I can also do something really cool here where I can do notes. And notes let you ask questions. So I might say, go to the link provided and tell me 3 things about General Sherman. Now, what I can do is do 1, 2, 3. I can close that, so when students saw this, they would know there's something there they could open. They can expand this, and by clicking his name, it's going to take us to the website. I could read about him to get that information. So it's a great way to build visual tutorial or working tutorials of what you want them to do. There's a lot more you can do to this. So I'm going to do a couple other things. We did notes. The arrangements, not so much. You can just pick different trees or so on. Links is to make your own links. So since Sherman, I think he was pretty cool, I'm going to put a new bubble up. And here are your bubble choices, so I can do a box. I'm going to undo that because I don't want it to be there. I just put my cursor here, and I'm going to pick the box, and it builds one. And I'll just type Ohio man. Now because Sherman was from Ohio, I could make my own link to this. Okay? And once I make my own link, I could move it however I wanted. And again, you could build and build and build, but you're starting to see what's going on here. The other thing that's really nice about this, let's say I went into effects and I wanted to add some notes. And I said, find 3 effects of the war. Now, I could give my students a link. I could just leave it blank if I wanted. What I'm trying to get you to see is by closing these notes, when you go to outline, it shows those questions. So there's the effects I just did, which means kids can go right here and type the answers. And by typing the answers here, if you go back to diagram and you look in the notes, those answers are there. So you can visually build this way, or kids that want to see it in a outline format can go to the outline. This is a great way to teach your kids outlining, by the way, and how outlines are supposed to work. From the diagram, you can add more things, and I'm not going to go into all of this images here. A couple other things up here. You can change your lines. You could put dashed lines to show partial relationships. You could do background color, so we'll just do that so we get a little different. You have line colors. You can make your line colors different, line patterns, that stuff. Tools. You got spell check in here. You can do hyperlink. You can also do video. And this is really nice in this one. You can add a video. But you have to download the video. So if you don't have a video downloaded onto your computer, you can't do this. But what's really cool is if I had a video, and let's see if I can find one real quick. There's one in here about China. Obviously, this has nothing to do with what our movie is, but just to show you. So there's a movie, and I say open. It's going to put a movie right there. It says Civil War. Now, this is not the Civil War movie, but by clicking play, it starts playing that movie for you. And this will be saved permanently. Okay, and by clicking off, it minimizes again. So this will be saved inside there for you. You go to outline. The movie will still be in here, so you can view the movie. So you got a lot there. Okay, so we could keep going. Remember, you could build off each web. You could reorganize and design. But you're seeing some basic things you can do. You can add movies. You can add a variety of bubbles. You can do it this way. The thing I tend to do with this is I make it a worksheet. It's them to do the work. I'm not going to do all the work for them. Now, the other thing you can do with this, which is really nice, is if you don't have Inspiration or you only have one copy of Inspiration at your house, when you're done and you save it, I'm just going to save this as Civil War test because I don't really want to keep it. And I just put it on my desktop. I now can do something called transfer. Very important. By clicking transfer, it's going to allow you to make it a word processor. You say OK, and look what just happened. I now have a Word document. So every school in the country pretty much just has words, has a Word doc. The images the diagram you made is visual for the kids to see, but then at the bottom of that Word doc is your answer sections. And now that they have a Word document, they can write in, he was born in Ohio. What's really nice here is the kids, even if they don't have inspiration, you can build a visual for your visual learners, and then they can use the information here to do it. You see the video? If I click it will probably pull this video up. We may not want to wait for it. It's trying to. That's what I was afraid of. Can't open it in this case. I have virus. Sherman should open. Yeah, see, it's preparing your Word document down here. So it'll prepare and open up, and you've built an interactive worksheet for your students to work on. Pretty nice, and there's your Sherman webpage. So that's really nice because you could run these copies off at school. Now you have copies with your Visual Creative. So that's a brief overview of Inspiration. It's a great program. It's one of the most popular programs in public schools. Matter of fact, most of the schools you might be visiting have this, and virtually nobody uses it. It's great for all classes, and don't forget to take a look at those tutorials. You're going to find a lot of value there. Well, with that said, good luck on making some kind of visual, and we will see you later.